In this lesson, you'll learn about the experimental marketing model. We'll start with a quick overview of what the model is about, and then we'll dive into what's important about it and the overarching benefits of experimental marketing. And of course, we'll break down the model itself so you can start applying it to your business. At the end, we'll provide a list of key takeaways. Our goal of this lesson is to help you get a basic understanding of the benefits of the experimental marketing model and to put it to work as a catalyst for growth. For many, this framework can be applied to existing growth investments, which means you can put it to work right away versus starting over from scratch. So what is the experimental marketing model? The experimental marketing model is a set of tools, processes, and best practices that make growth work. In this lesson, we're breaking it down by the concept, approach, and mechanism. And this is really the very essence of what makes growth. Let's talk about experimental marketing as a concept first. It's all about the big picture because it's strategic. It is also experimental. We're always in a cycle of testing and learning and improving. Experiments help us understand what works to get the results we want so we can do more of it and less of the things that don't work or are just wasting our resources. And lastly, experimental marketing is sales obsessed. We're not just focused on marketing KPIs here. As one of our favorite sharks often states, sales comes first. To approach experimental marketing successfully, you need self-awareness, the right mindset, and the right culture. Let's talk about what this means. Self-awareness is all about being honest with results right away, so things can be improved quickly. Mindset is all about the individual, and a growth mindset is always asking the question, how does this grow my business? And culture is about the team. A healthy culture is constantly iterating, moving forward, even when things don't work out as expected. Every experiment is a learning in what works or doesn't work as it connects to growth. There are no failures here, only new things to learn and new ideas to try. The mechanism is what makes this all work. It's the tools, the tactics, and the processes of experimental marketing. Tools that you will use in experimental marketing include software for building your hypotheses, program execution, and project and experiment organization. For example, you'll use tools like Catalyst and HubSpot and Basecamp. Tactics are the things you do within the tools to generate an outcome. These are things like your emails, your landing pages, social media, blogging, even your website. And processes are the methods that sit between the tools and the tactics. This includes things like cycles, workshop formats, stand-up routines, and so on. By creating a system that doesn't require you to focus on the gritty blocking and tackling of how do we do this, you allow your talent to focus on the contributions that have the most impact. So why is experimental marketing so important? Well, the model helps to reduce distractions and decision fatigue, which can lead to an increase in objectivity and focus, which leads to more time spent on impact activities versus wasting time on busy work and projects that ultimately go nowhere. And of course, this is how we use the model to enable forward-moving momentum. Think about how the clutter of daily, hourly, and even minute-by-minute decision-making can weigh down your ability to put your time to its best and highest use. This often makes us think about black turtlenecks. Why did Steve Jobs wear the same outfit consisting of this signature black turtleneck and blue jeans every single day? No, it wasn't about setting fashion trends. Here's how it started. Steve Jobs went to Japan and he liked how everyone had uniforms. He thought it really seemed to unify the team. So he brought it back to the US, but nobody really adopted it but him. He kept with it for a lot of the same reasons that many successful people do the exact same thing, so that they're not cluttered with the daily grind of figuring out things as simple and actually as complicated as what you're going to wear. So when you're not wasting brain power on something like that, you can use it for something much more impactful. Aside from being cool like Steve Jobs, here are some other benefits of practicing experimental marketing. Speed. That means there's no analysis paralysis. You get things done fast and you're not wasting time overthinking what you're going to do next. It's reactive. You're always putting context first. It's also objective. What this means is we're not letting emotions steer our decision making. And it's visionary. You're translating the founder's vision into a strategically actionable marketing plan. So think about the times you've been stuck between trying to placate the vision of leadership and putting marketing out there that has a real impact on growth. In scenario 1, everyone does their best to interpret and actionize leadership's vision, no matter what that vision is or how they arrive to it. So leadership has an idea and everyone says, yep, okay, boss, we'll do what you say. It's executed in a made-to-order fashion that leads to satisfying egos, but very little beyond that. No one dares ask the question, how does this help us grow? Well, except for that one guy. So let's look at scenario 2. Someone on the team with a really strong opinion is able to sway the team in a different direction. Therefore, leadership's vision is largely ignored. Either they're just going with the other guy because he was really persuasive, or even worse, they go rogue and they start putting cats on everything because everyone loves cats, right? Even if you do generate results in a scenario like this, those results also are likely to not get you anywhere because you don't have cultural buy-in and because it isn't aligned with the leadership's original vision. And this is a growth killer. Main benefits of the experimental marketing model are speed, reactivity, and vision. You can also look at experimental marketing as the essence of growth. The main concepts of experimental marketing are that it's strategic, meaning that it's all-encompassing, it's reactive, which is another word for agile or experimental, and it's sales-obsessed. The approach is that contributors and stakeholders are self-aware, beholden to a culture of collaboration, positivity, forward-moving, and a mindset of always learning and growing. And the mechanisms of experimental marketing are the tools and tactics and the processes that make it all work.